Hey friends, really sorry for the delay. Delayed by 4 minutes. There was some problem with the the streaming software to connect with YouTube. Otherwise, yeah, better late than never, right? So we have 14 people who have joined us. Vijay says Tata Elxsi Zoom today. Nice call. Thanks to markets, we just do the process, right? We just follow the setups. We just try to find stocks which are close to breaking the swing highs or close to a support zone, and that's the process we follow. Now whatever comes is what the market rewards you for the patience and discipline, for following the setups that and also for the practice that you've been doing for all these years. So nice call, yes, but let's see how far it goes. It really zoomed well. So Laxmi Chem and Tata Elxsi is doing really well. Hey Tabita, hey Kumragari, hello, hey Hemant. So we have 11 people who have joined us. If you can hear me and if my audio is clear, and if the video is also clear, give me a thumbs up. And also if your portfolio did well, as usual, let's do a thumbs up, so that I know that few people might have had a good day, because calls like Tata Elxsi and Fortis actually went up decent. But Laxmi Organics went actually down, so that was a dragger for a portfolio. But Tata Elxsi the election was a little higher than Laxmi Organics, so it did well actually. So we have a lot of highs. Hi Arun, hi Turtle Trader, hi Hemant, hi Sagar, hi Adarsh. Nice to have you all again. So let's get started. So as usual, we will start with with the Nifty. I'm just all over the place today. Gone all the way from 5,900 to 16,600. Now, if you remember one of my newsletters, I mentioned that 17,000 is probably the targets that I'm looking at. I think probably some more consolidation before we head to that level, but the trend has been really strong. And the Nifty algo that I am running is up almost 600 and more than 700 points after some really bad losses. Not bad losses, but a lot of sideways moves which we had during this trend. Okay, so let's look into the intraday charts. I'm just going to close this for now. Yeah, so yesterday we spoke about this trend line over here, and we said we broke that trend line, and I said we might see some consolidation, and I thought that we'd probably break down, but the market had other ideas. So this was the breakdown that we had yesterday, and we kind of reversed from this point, right? So we spoke about 16,530 as the level to watch out for. Today morning, if you see, we at open at 9:15, we kind of opened and went all the way below for 16,530, and then we came back again up. Now, as I always say, right at this point, if you had gone short, your stop loss would have been around 16,580. So that was a 15-point stop. If you had the guts to take that risk, or if your risk appetite was good, then you could have probably short the Nifty at open. But I always say the first 5 minutes, you should always, even the first 15 minutes, if possible, don't take that trade, because usually that first 5-15 minutes is a very volatile period, and more than not, we'll always see our stop losses being hit. So it's always good if you're an intraday trader to not trade those first 15 minutes. Probably wait for those first 15 minutes and then see what's happening and then go ahead. But sometimes you might miss some trades. It's totally fine. You're an intraday trader, and you might have a lot of opportunities than positional traders or any other traders, right? And also we spoke about this high being a very significant resistance. So we said we'll go long only above 16,590. Right, so that was the level we watched out for, and today we went above 16,590, but we couldn't close. Again, we tried to cross 16,590, we couldn't cross. Again, another attempt, couldn't cross. Again, another attempt, couldn't cross. Now at this point, probably you should have kept an order above 15,690. Or probably if you had waited 5 minutes, then you'd have probably got a higher trigger. But usually I don't take or you should not be taking orders after 3 o'clock. I don't really believe in that last 1 hour move. It could be a move that might fake you out the next day. So I think any trades, if you're doing, should be between 10 and 3 o'clock. Anything beyond 3 is something that you don't have to really focus on if you're an intraday trader. If you're a position trader, then yes, you should focus on even these kind of trades. Right, but what happened also here is we had a close below 16,530, and to be honest, I really thought that this was a retest and we were probably going down, but markets had other plans. Now remember, I have full-time job, so I don't really trade Nifty options, but I was just watching markets and I had some time. But here we had this lower high, higher low. So this was lower high, and we broke out from here, and we kind of retested this zone and we went higher. Now this today was, to be honest, a difficult trade to trade for intraday traders, and it's best if you had taken a trade and if you stop loss hit, and probably if you're taking this trade and stop loss hit, it's just better to shut down your laptop and just close the trade for the trade. But it takes a lot of guts to do intraday trading. It takes a lot of expertise, and I don't do that. So if you are not an intraday trader, it's better don't do such kind of trades. But these kind of trades are quick wins, but in hindsight you might say yes, but in real time it's difficult to trade, because here we had a sell-off, and here we had a sell-off, and here we had rejection, right? So this was a good breakout trade, but this also was kind of a shakeout for shorts. Right now, what is the plan for tomorrow? Right, for tomorrow, I think now we are clearly on the longer side, and for now this level looks really good. So this level should act as a support. So tomorrow, if we come down towards 16,590, so tomorrow is Wednesday, if we come down here, then probably be a good reversal trade. So anything towards 16,590 could be looked at for a reversal trade. Probably the stop loss around around even this candle around 16,560. But still on the short side, now I think I'll be really looking for this level to be taken out, right? So this level is what I'll be really watching out for, and below this I'll not really go short. So below this I'll not go long, I'll go short. So 16,500 is the level to watch out for, and if you go below 16,500, then probably, or 16,490, then probably you can go short, because there's a really big support here, I feel, and this is the level that you should be looking at. Okay, also if we form lower highs, lower lows, then, and if the trade setup is really good, then probably you can also take that, right? So right now we are higher high, high lows. If you form lower high, lower lows, that's also a good opportunity to short the markets. Okay, just looking at the long-term charts, little going around to the hourly charts. Now this is what we've done. We've consolidated here after this move up, and then we've again gone up, we consolidated and moved up. So probably this trend line also is something that you want to watch out for, because this trend line could act as a support, and the level to short, as I said, is this level, right? So 16,500 is the level that you want to short for. Okay, so otherwise I think yeah, that's it for the Nifty outlook. If you have any questions, or if you made money trading this tough day today in Nifty, then let me know in the comment section. But clearly, if you see Bank Nifty and Nifty, if anyone is looking at which index to trade, Nifty is the index that you should be trading, because it has a clear move. It is properly trending. Bank Nifty is not really trending. Okay, so let's jump to the next one, which is to trade with Trendline Investor. So if you're new, this is a live trading which I do with 1 lakh capital, and here we share a lot of learnings amongst our viewers, and we especially talk a lot about risk management. So if you're new here for the first time, then do focus on risk management. That's the only way to make money. So let's look at the trades that we had. So today we had 3 orders which were triggered. So Gravita kind of went up, and then I think 212 was the point that we were supposed to add, but I added at 213.5. So that's okay. It's just 100 rupees, just 0.1%. So not really a problem. But otherwise Gravita is kind of down at 380 rupees. Tata Elxsi had a really good move, around 6.3%. Now some people might ask, why did I choose Tata Elxsi or some stocks? Now, one of the key things that you want to look at is how has the stock performed before, right? So if you see, every time the stock breaks out, it gives a very good move, right? Every time it breaks out, it gives a good move. The move is really strong after every breakout, and that's one of the reasons also why I chose Tata Elxsi, because after a consolidation, a strong consolidation, move comes really fast. Now this happened in Fortis. If you see, it happened here, right? So this move here was very ferocious. It went up from 178, 180 to 220 in just a matter of 3-4 weeks, right? And probably I'm expecting the same move in Fortis again. But the bigger reason why I chose Fortis is because of this breakout here, which is occurring right now. So let's just pull down the volumes, just to look at the volumes, right? The volumes have been decent, and it's kind of broken out from that parallel, not a parallel channel, but a trend line here. It's not a perfect parallel channel. A perfect parallel channel would be much better with more touch points. So right now, that's the breakout I'm looking at. If you see, this one is not really parallel to that. That's why it's not a perfect parallel channel, but it's kind of a good pattern. So this is the breakout that we're trading, and probably expecting a good 20%, 30% move here, and then we'll take a call of how we want to proceed with this. But that's one of the ways to look at. Even for Gland, for example, if you see, the breakout moves are really strong, and these are the reasons why I look at these kind of stocks. Also Gravita, if you see, the moves have been really strong, right? And Cummins also. Now Cummins has had a very long consolidation. We added around 910, but if you see, the moves have been really strong. So you want to look at stocks which give good moves, and don't look at stocks which are don't have the strong momentum, and the momentum can be found out just by looking at the moves prior to the consolidation. Okay, now that's how we found out these stocks. So Tata Elxsi is looking really good. Probably time to move our stop loss to cost so that we reduce the 1,000 rupees risk. We'll look at that shortly. I've not really gone through this. I'm not prepared for today's session. In fact, I was just too busy. So I'm doing everything today just in front of you. So this one, probably now that we're up 6%, I don't want to lose much money here. And I'll cut my, bring my stop loss to average probably. We'll look at that level shortly. Gravitas has not moved much. Fortis has moved just 1.3%. Now coming to our holdings, we had 4 stocks which are holding. So Cummins is up 7% now. It's been a slow mover but a steady mover. Okay, we'll look at the chart shortly as well. Gland kind of moved down. We spoke about this yesterday, why probably Gland might not perform. Not really perform, but we said that we'll revise the stop loss once we see a move tomorrow. Then Laxmi is up 30%. Birlasoft is not up much, but that's been our portfolio allocation till now. So let's look at the charts quickly, and then we'll move to the trading journal. So Birlasoft is still consolidating, but the key to notice today was inside bar. So tomorrow, if we cross above 436, 437, probably if we go above 440, then this could be a parallel channel breakout. But some might say that this is not the parallel channel. But the reason I'm drawing this and I'm not drawing this, so some might say this is how you should draw, but I'm not doing that. I'm drawing this. Right? The reason I'm drawing this is because this touch point here, it's around the closing, and here we've had already 2 reversals from the same point. So that's why I've drawn this like this, and tomorrow if we break out from this, then probably that will look really good. But there is also a possibility that we might get rejected tomorrow from here as well. There is a possibility. So 448 could be a rejection level tomorrow as well. But for now, I think Birlasoft is still looking good. With IT stocks moving, this can break out and give a really good move. So I'm just keeping my fingers crossed, and let's wait and see how the stock is going to move ahead. Okay, Cummins has been a slow and steady mover. We had a decent move today. So Cummins, the stop loss now can come to 910. So this was the low, right? Sorry, this day. So I'm going to move my stop to 910. I'm not sure if we did that yesterday. Yeah, we already moved stop to 910. It's 320. Now, how much has the stock moved? The stock has moved around 7%, right? So it doesn't make sense really to give back and come back in losses. So I'm going to move my stop loss to 950, which is also the average price that what we bought our shares. So I'm just looking at where 950 is. So 950 is going to be somewhere around here, right? This low. Right, so that's a decent stop loss because we've had multiple consolidations before we headed higher. So 950 is a decent stop loss. So I'd move my stop loss to 950, which also would be a breakout from this consolidation here. Right, so we had this breakout on 13th of August. I may stop for Cummins. Okay, so that's the first stop loss we are going to revise. So we're not going to lose any money in Cummins. Okay, so next is Laxmi. Laxmi we already revised a stop, but let's check what Laxmi is doing. Right. Yeah, so Laxmi Organics, I keep playing Laxmi, I don't know for what reason. So this is the chart of Laxmi Organics, and if you just go to the 5 minutes or 15 minute charts, right, this is the trendline support I'm looking at. Now tomorrow, if the stock kind of comes here, that would be a good point to add and probably sell off on the stocks, and then probably add Laxmi, and then we can probably trail our stop loss to 310. It's already trailed to 310, so we can keep a stop there and put the additional risk here, right? So the levels to watch out for tomorrow is around 350 to 360. Or if you want to be conservative, which I am most of the times, you can keep a buy order above this point over here. Right, so that's the recent higher low, lower low. So on the 5 minute charts, if you see, we've been forming higher lows, higher highs, and now we're forming lower lows and lower highs. So that's the recent lower high, which is 374.65. So in case you want, you can also keep a stop, buy stop about 3675, and look at probably one of the stocks which is weak, and then add more to this stock. But we'll come to that later tomorrow. I don't think we should be in a hurry. I think we might spend tomorrow around 12:30. So this is, how do I know the time, right? So this is the trend line support. So tomorrow, let's say we kind of go slowly and we kind of head here. So around 12:30 is when I'm expecting this to bottom out tomorrow and probably head higher again. So in case you want, or in case our plan could be that we sell off Gland, because Gland has been our worst performer till now, and move this money to Laxmi Organics. Right, so that's what we can do tomorrow, but I will update you on the Telegram channel. In case you're not joined, the Telegram channel is in the video description. Go and look at it and you will find you can add itself to the channel. So tomorrow the plan is, as I said, let's see if we reverse from here, or if we cross above 375, we can probably add more to our positions in Laxmi Organics. Okay, so that's the plan for Laxmi Organics. So next stock is Gravita. So Gravita, kind of, our stop loss was around 203, and if you see, we added today around 212. I think our above yesterday's high, we added around 212, and our stop was 203. Now if you see, we're just consolidating nicely, right? Sideways movement since today's gap up this morning. So this might take some more time before it moves higher, but we have a decent position size in Gravita, so nothing to worry. The stop loss is pretty low, but our risk is, I think, around 1,100 rupees, and we have a very low stop loss. So let's see where this heads, but for now, nothing to do on Gravita. So next is Gland. So Gland, if you see, I said yesterday that we broke out from here, we're kind of doing a retest, and again today we kind of went below and we kind of closed above. Right now, we'll not sell this at the moment, but tomorrow I will update in Telegram in case there is a plan of this to be sold and add Laxmi Chem. Then we'll think about that tomorrow. Now, in case I am also working and you're also working, so most of us are working, if you miss it, it's totally fine, and then we can do a planning again tomorrow when we meet again. Okay, so it's totally fine. If you miss it, don't worry. There are thousands of trades in markets. It's just part of one of the trades. So again, this is a good reversal today, and also if you see in the short-term charts, we kind of made a double bottom, right? So we kind of came all the way in the morning, gap down, came here, and we again came here, made a double bottom, and we've gone higher. So, and also we are around that previous. Now this is what you see here. You say this is a support. The breakout was here, and we've done a kind of retest. So this should probably head higher from here, and let's see how this trades tomorrow. Okay, so that's how you analyze also intraday charts. So Fortis has given a decent breakout today. We added around 260 odd. The exact price was 261, and right around 264. So nothing to do. If you want, you can trail your stop loss to 240 odd. I think our stop loss are already around that level. Yes, 245 is the stop. So nothing to do as of now. Just keep holding it. Tata Elxsi gave a really good move. I'm just going to go to the hourly charts to just see what happened. So there was a move directly from here, right at open. Right, so right at open we had a gap up, and I think order got triggered right at the start and during the day, and then we went all the way up. So right now there's no consolidation as such that I can see. So probably what is the cost? Our cost is around 4436, and our 4436 is somewhere around here, right? So just move your stop to 4436. I don't expect this stock to come back all the way to that level, so I'm just going to move my stop to probably 4430 just to round it off. So this is a stop, right? So that's just a 30 rupees stop. Okay, so right now that's how I've done it, because it has moved up so much. I don't want to give it back in case it hits my stop loss. I don't want this trade to turn into a negative trade or a losing trade. So that's what I've done. So that's what you updated. So right now, if you just look at a risk, we have around 3.4% of a portfolio heat as a risk. So in case all our stop losses hit today, tomorrow, then we will lose and we will be at 95,000. Right. So that's how we are managing the trade. But my gut feeling says that these two trades, Tata Elxsi and Laxmi Chem, is going to be the trades that we're going to focus on. Probably Cummins India as well. Cummins is a very slow mover, but remember the capital goods space itself is doing really well. I'm not sure if you have seen this, but the capital goods index has broken out from a multi-decade Why don't I get this? I don't know what's the index name called. Maybe someone can help me. Just a minute. I keep forgetting the names of the indexes. Service. Okay, I'm not getting it. But if you look at the, you can look at in fact the Cummins chart itself, right? So Cummins chart, if you look at the multi-year charts, you would see that this is a beautiful parallel channel, not a perfect channel, but it's kind of breaking out towards all-time highs, and this can go much higher from here. So we have some major resistance around 1100 levels, so we might see some sell-off there, but I think we have done with the consolidation here. This was a 4-month consolidation, and then we are heading higher. Okay, so I think these are stock outlook, and I've also updated you with the journal. There are no trades closed, so we have just 300 rupees cash. We are completely deployed now, and let's see where the market goes from here. Okay, now let's look at the questions. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them. I can answer them. We have around 29 people. Don't forget to like this video, guys. I'm sure you're enjoying it, and I'm sure you're getting a lot of knowledge free. So don't forget to like, and that's the only thing I expect from you daily. And don't forget to share this video with your friends, and don't forget to ask them to subscribe to the channel. Okay, so I'm just looking at the questions again. Naresh says crisp for AV. I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, okay, audio you're saying is crisp. Okay, thank you. But video, I think I still have some problems. Might be if you still have a trouble looking at the video, just let me know. I think we can fix that. I think there's some problem with the video. Hey Akash, hey Adarsh, Tata Elxsi, yes, did rock. Vallabh, hi. We have someone new, Varma, hey. Hemant, hey. Naresh, folio unit flat today. Yes, even my personal portfolio is flat. Nothing much of a difference. Suhas says congratulations for 1,000+ subscribers. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Thank you so much, Suhas. It means a lot. Vijay, you took 3 position scripts and asked to cancel as any specific reasons. We don't have the money, Vijay. We have 1 lakh. If you have the money, you can take the others. But whatever money you had, if you want to really trade position trades, then you should be completely following me. 1 lakh or 5 lakhs doesn't matter. You should go along with the position size according to your capital. Now, once the money is over, I just cancel my orders for the others. So that's the reason. The Boomik says holding Tata Elxsi from 416s was looking to book profits also. What can be the stop loss? I don't know, Boomik, why you are looking to book profits, because Tata Elxsi is doing really well. Trailing stop loss, our already updated trading stop loss, so you can refer to the video. Just do a playback and you can refer to the stop loss. Swaz asks, sir, can you recommend a book specifically for risk management position sizing? Read Vanthap's position sizing guide. Vanthap is considered one of the best guys in terms of risk management and position sizing. His books on position sizing, I think that's also a good book to refer to. Swaz. Kumuragari asks my view on SBI and PNB. SBI, I think, is doing really good. It's one of the strongest stocks from the banking space. It's kind of reversed today, I think. So it's just forming a consolidation. This is a consolidation, normal consolidation. So I don't think you have to worry much. Probably let's look at a trend line. So this could probably be the trend line that it's looking at. Yeah, so this is on the log scale, and probably the trend line has broken down. Just checking the linear charts. Yeah, that could be a good reversal. So today could be a good reversal for SBI, and that's also we see that lower demand week. So this looks good. So probably you want to hold on to your positions, and it might head higher. Now, if you really don't have patience with stocks like SBI, then you should not be trading FNO stocks. Many FNO stocks can give good short-term moves, but then they can go to long consolidations. We've seen this with many, even good companies like HDFC Life Insurance and all that. So if you don't want to really trade and hold on to such long consolidations, HDFC Life has been going sideways since 8 months now. Right, so this can happen with FNO stocks, and that's the reason why I don't trade. But this doesn't mean small cap and mid caps do not consolidate. Even small cap and mid caps do consolidate, but it's just that the moves can be much stronger when they break out. Okay, so that's my view on SBI and PNB. I think PNB and SBI kind of move the same way. So we should see. Oh no, PNB doesn't look good because it's been forming continuous lower highs. I'm just taking a look at the long-term chart. It doesn't look really good to me. So if you want to really trade the PSB banking space, the public sector banks, then the place to be in is just a State Bank. Other stocks really don't look that great. There's no strength, and in case these index tends to break down, then these stocks can really break down really fast. So if you're focusing on banks, PSB banks especially, focus on SBI. Okay. What are the questions? Sagar asked, view on Thirumalai Chemicals and Waste Retailers. I think Thirumalai is a good stock. It has been in a very strong uptrend. So that's a weekly chart, and right now it is just retesting that trend line. Probably we've had already 1-2 retests. This is probably the 4th retest here. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So it's looking good. Sagar, continue to hold Thirumalai Chemicals. Your stop should be around 175. Okay, if you're short term. Long term, I think you can go to the weekly charts and check the stop loss. wishllist has finally given a good move. I think it should have been a scanner as well today, and this is a base on base. It's a beautiful setup to trade, and if this week we head higher, then this can be a really good trade. From the chart, long-term charts, I don't think we have broken this primary support. So this is a very major support here, and I think we've not even gone close to that. So the only thing is the stock has been consolidating since last year September, so it's a 1 year consolidation, and probably this consolidation is over now, right? And we are probably heading higher. So it's a good setup. You can add positions if you want to. It's a really good move today. Okay, so that's my view on VSG. Yeah, don't forget to vote on the poll. We had an important article this week in the polls, and don't forget to vote on that. So Gravita may retest 202, early resistance stop and bounce back. Would you review stop loss to keep at 200? Yes, Kunal, I have no problem. It can retest, it cannot retest, no one knows. But the reason why I feel it might not retest is because it is right now just broken out with massive volumes. It can do retest at 202, but I'm fine with that. In case it hits my stop at 203, I'm fine, because that's the swing low around yesterday around 115, and that's all your hourly swing low, right? So hourly swing low, we had inside bars and then we broke out. So I'm not expecting that to head lower, but it can at any time. It's very much possible. But the reason why I'm saying it might head higher is also this trendline support on the 5 minutes today. Now if you see, this is a trendline on the 5 minutes, and you kind of perfectly reversed once already, and this is the second time, and tomorrow I think that we might reverse again, right? And my stop loss is connected to be 203. If it doesn't work out, I'll get out and probably enter again. I will lose 1% of my capital, but that's how my trading life is, right? Next is Hemant asks, for searching in indexes you can choose option index of all. Yeah, I don't really look at indexes, but thanks for that suggestion, Hemant. Arun says S&P Capital Goods Index. Let's try once more. S&P PSE Capital Goods. Yeah, I got it. Thanks for that. Yeah, sometimes it's a pain, right? So if you see, I've already drawn this channel here, and this was a 14-year breakout which happened in the month of Feb 21, and since then this index has been moving up, and it's really it's a very good setup, because this is a breakout from 14 years and this can go much higher. The moves initially can be less, because the fundamentals may not be really reflecting, and not many people would be lapping onto the shares. But as and when the shares start moving, picking up pace, people can really start noticing the sector, and then it can move much higher. But the trend is very clear. We are in a proper uptrend, and this can head much higher from here. Thanks Arun and Hemant for suggesting that. Harish says PPCL shows consolidation daily time frame. Yes, Harish. Now if it is showing, I'm not sure what's the question, but yes, it does. It needs to go above. Probably we had a breaker today. So we've broken out above that point. So let's see if there's a follow-up tomorrow, but this looks good. The major level to be taken out is 490 or 500 odd levels. So we're just consolidating very strong since last 1 year or so. So just waiting for a strong move or breakout from here. Ninad asks, Marathon Next Gen Reality, your view. Marathon Next Gen Reality, yes, it looks good, but only above 105 odd, Ninad. So again, this is a nice setup actually, to be honest. It has been in a long-term downtrend, and now we are kind of forming an inverted head and shoulders pattern. So that's the left shoulder, the head, and probably the right shoulder. The only problem here is the left shoulder and the right shoulder not at the same point, or the same neckline, or the same levels, right? So usually you'll expect the same level to be on both sides for the shoulders, and the head would be a little deeper. So this looks good, but I would add only above 105. So that's the resistance that I'd be looking for to be crossed. Dinesh asks, ideal entry point for any stock should be during consolidation or during breakout. It's a good question, but see, if you want quick moves with a deeper stop loss, go for breakouts. But if you are confident of a consolidation, then buy at the bottom of the constellation. For example, if let's say you want to take Cummins, right? So Cummins was a good trade. Cummins could have been a nice pullback trade as well, right? So you could have probably taken this trade on multiple times. So one is on this breakout over here. This was a breakout over here first time, and then we had a follow through breakout above this point. Yeah, this is when it crossed the previous highs. Or you can also move it like this, how I drew before. So this was the inward head and shoulders. You can also bought it here. Now breakout moves tend to give moves immediately, but it can also fail sometimes. But the stop loss for breakout trades are a little deep. That's why if you see, I go to the hourly charts and keep stop loss probably a day or two before. I look at the stop loss and then keep that stop as the stop loss. Or if you want to buy pullbacks, you can buy this pullback. For example, let's say you think that this was retest. Okay, at this point you think this was a retest and you buy this pullback over here, and now it heads higher. Now you keep your stop here, and then what happens? It comes and hits your stop. Right now, that's the reason. One of the reasons I don't buy support like this pullbacks, rather buy trendline reversal pullbacks. So if you're okay to buy trendline reversal pullbacks, then go ahead. Totally, that's a very good way to buy pullbacks. But sometimes you also don't get it. It doesn't come all the way up to here. Right, so it's completely up to you how you want to trade. You need to understand your trading, what you like to trade, and you need to take such trade setups. Now this was a good pullback trade over here or over here, right, or over here. That was a good pullback trade, but I don't really buy pullback trades when it comes like this, because there's a very high chance that it might go a few more times and then break down. If you see here, it completely formed lower highs and it broke down and then it again formed higher highs. Right, so that's one of the reasons I don't trade such setups. But yeah, it's up to you. I have no comments on that. You need to get comfortable with one of the trades and trade. Can you please check Vedanthal? Yes, Vallabh. I think Vedanthal had a breakdown today, or probably you can call it retest. Right, so this was the breakout. Right, so this is a multi-year breakout from here. So April 2010, we had a sloping, descending triangle setup. We broke out of that and we kind of retested. Now, in case you're holding this, now this is also I said yesterday, I covered this point yesterday. Now, when you have inside bars, now after this candle, we had all bars inside this big bar. Now, this is why I said yesterday, I don't keeping my stop loss. If there's inside bars, I don't keep my stop loss here, right? Rather keep it here still. And then after it moves up and it forms a consolidation, then I'll wait for the next consolidation, then keep my stop loss again. So one of the rules, remember this, such breakouts after forming inside bars, there's a very high chance that the stock can come back all the way and reverse in Vedanta, for example, at this point over here, because that was the lowest point before it came down, it went up. So that was the lowest point. If you kept a stop loss there, there's a very high chance that your stop loss might be hit. Now that's why I don't trust stop losses within inside bars. So that's one of the reasons why I've kept it. But sometimes I do take it also if I feel that stock has not moved lots. And if it's just forming here somewhere, then I would take that setup. Okay, so that's my view on Vedanta. You just have to wait some more time, Vallabh. So I hope your stop loss is not around 300 odd levels. If it is, then stop loss is hit. Just forget it and then enter again above 340, or take a new position again tomorrow or day after if you see green candle and keep a stop around 260 odd levels. But if you enter above 340, then your stop loss can be the lows of 290. Okay. I hope that answered your question, Vallabh. We have a lot of questions today. Dixon, good entry now. Akshay, Dixon has moved up a lot, Akshay. So it's a good momentum trade setup. But right now the stock doesn't look good. You might not want to enter right now, right? So we had a breakout here, right? Around this point, we had a breakout and we kind of formed higher highs, and we're kind of now forming lower highs, right? So I would not look at Dixon right now. Probably, if you have it already, then keep a stop around 3,300, which is this low. But right now it is just forming, daily it's just making new lows. So that's not the kind of setup that we trade. You already have seen that looking at our selections. Harish is asking, Axis Bank inverted head and shoulder in weekly time frame, best entry to safe play above the breakout. Don't enter below the breakout. So if you're looking at inverted head and shoulders at tops, always enter only above. You don't have to enter. There's no need to have FOMO and enter. Enter only above 790 odd or 780 odd. Don't enter right above 790 odd or 780 odd. Don't enter right now. Okay. If you can enter right now, it's okay. Your capital might be stuck for a few days, few weeks. If you're fine with that, I'm fine. It's up to you. Dinesh, when you find high conviction stock with good fundamental technical, should we deploy entire money plan at once or part by part during each breakout? It's not about how much money you deploy, it's about how much risk you have in the trade. Never think about how much money to deploy, and always think about how much risk is there first, and then think about how much money you can deploy. If your risk is around 1%, and if you have a very good fundamental company, if you have a very good technical setup, go ahead and deploy whatever money you can deploy for that 1% risk. And it's up to you. Again, this is a very specific, very personal way to trade breakouts. Some people deploy all the capital like 1%, like I did in the yesterday for all three stocks, today for all three stocks. But sometimes I also deploy partial. It depends on the market environment. There's a lot of other factors. There's no single rule in markets to trade. You need to learn and you need to pick that skill set over a period of time, and that will come to you slowly. Just have the patience. What can be trading stop loss? Jubilant holding from 575. As per my understanding, 615 can be good. Nice take on that. I like if you come back with a stop loss like that and ask me, then I'd be very happy to help you, rather than just giving a random stop. Sorry, Jubilant Ingrevia, right? You're asking for. So Jubilant Ingrevia, 615 can be good, is what you're saying. Yes, 615 can be a very good stop. Yeah, this is candle low, can be a good stop. So booming, yeah, that's my answer. Akshay, hi, renting goodbye at current market price. Akshay, it's all about risk, right? So if you can take the risk at any price, you can buy a stock. Just ensure when you get out. But yes, it's a good setup. Just forming last 2 days, it's coming down. The stop loss is 300. So it's up to you if you want to buy that. Jaydev asks, IDFC First Bank, can you please share short midterm views? Jaydev, yes, IDFC First Bank. I think this has been in consolidation mode since long, and this doesn't look good. It has kind of broken down from this primary trend line. This doesn't look good at all. Yeah, there was a lot of news around the stock, even I was excited on the stock, but I know it has formed lower highs. It has broken the previous swing low, even on the weekly chart. So this doesn't look good to me, but let's look at this. Yeah, it has broken all key supports. So I think the banking space itself is very weak, as I already mentioned. So I'd not be holding this stock, to be honest, Jaydev. It has broken a very key weekly support around 47, and it's just forming new lows, and I wouldn't be holding this stock. I'd wait for the stock to come back in momentum and come back to my scanner only, then I'll add this. Okay, so for now a strict no. Akash, my view on ICICI GI, general insurance, let's look at that. Again, an FS stock, again going sideways. The insurance sector itself is going sideways. So probably some consolidate at some point and then move higher. But that's one of the ways you can take this trade. But I would not chase this whatsoever. Personally, I will not take this trade. I'll wait for a consolidation, then go in this trade with a better position size. That's how I trade. Anisha, good evening, sir. Missed on Tata Elxsi today. Does setup build up on persistent holds potential? I think a lot of IT stocks are showing good setups. Even Birlasoft is showing a good setup. Yes, persistent also looks good. Stop loss is pretty low, around 2990. You can enter at current market price and keep a stop loss around 2900, but it's completely up to you. Your risk management, it's your money. Ensure that you follow your stop loss rules and don't go big in this stock, or any stock for that matter, right? Take a small position, how much money you can lose, decide on that, look at my previous videos and then decide how you want to enter. Okay, so as plastic bills on monthly chart, volumes are great, but if it broke out, technical stop loss is very big. How should I plan this trade? If the technical stop loss is big, then I will not take the trade. And in fact, it has been in my scanner for many days, but it is just going sideways, right? So on the long-term chart, it looks fantastic, and it has been consolidating since 7-8 months now. And probably, you can keep buy around 300 odd levels and keep a 10% fixed stop. If you feel the stop loss is too deep, keep a 10% fixed stop and enter with some position. But the risk is the stock can come back again, but this is a nice setup. It's building up very nicely, and I'm expecting a breakout here. Okay, so if you want, you can keep stop loss on 275 odd, enter about 300, 275 odd also would work out. Okay, but if you have a deep stop loss, just ignore that. There are so many other setups which you can look at. So can you show to apply Fib extension on charted territory like Tata Elxsi to anticipate target and reverse level? I'm not really an expert on Fib extension, Harish, and I don't use that for targets. I just write my stop. So you might want to look at some other videos. I'm not really an expert on that. Not every technical analyst knows all the tools how to use. So I am not really comfortable with Fib extension. I do use it, but very rare cases. I just write the trend. I don't look at target and resistance using Fib extension, to be honest. Akash says, instead of buying full quantity before breakout, can you take partial quantity, tracking quantity? Can you give a view on this as well? Yes, Akash, you can do that as well. You can take a partial quantity. I also mentioned this, I think, to someone else. It's completely up to you. There are multiple ways to trade in this market with multiple risk management techniques. It's completely up to you how you want to manage your risk, whether you want to go with full quantity, partial quantity, 50% quantity. It's completely up to you. Sometimes I go with a big quantity of 30% of my overall portfolio in a particular stock if I find a very small stop in a big in the shorter time frames, right? So for that you need expertise, because moment you start taking small quantities and your stop loss hits, you're going to get frustrated. So wait for a good setup, a good stop loss, and then enter that stock so that you, when it moves up, it gives you a good risk reward. Sorry, don't have the FOMO. That's the biggest problem in the bull market. There are so many stocks. You need to have a plan. Just stick to the plan, and I think markets will reward you. But risk management of how much quantity you take, partial quantity, it's completely acceptable. You can do that totally. In fact, some of the greatest traders do that. But ensure that your levels that you buy is consistent. You have a fixed strategy and you always follow that. Okay, so I think we are done for the day. I don't see any more questions. So I'll leave you here. Before leaving, don't forget to share this video with your friends. I keep asking you daily, and we are doing well. And before that, I think we released this morning we released a video about Gravita's India, and how this stock probably has a potential of moving up 100%, right? We did discuss this in the video yesterday, and we did take a position as well. So don't forget to watch this video. You will also see how I analyze stocks in case you want to understand how I analyze and pick stocks. If you see, I will always have two setups, a breakout setup and a reversal setup, and that's what I always follow. That's my edge. If people say you need to have an edge, and that's my edge, and I follow that very consistently. And I also have my risk management setups, rules very well defined, and that's how I make. So don't forget to watch this video, and don't forget to let me know your feedback on this video, and if there's any improvement, to let me know, and that's how I learn, and that's how I can help you also making much better videos. And if you have any feedback on anything, don't forget to drop your ideas on my Twitter handle, on my DM, on YouTube, so that I can make much more videos and I can share more videos with you. Thank you. Have a good evening, and hope we have a good day tomorrow. Fingers crossed.